Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my virtual classroom, MKA Classroom. Now let's start today's video tutorial. Today we are going to start our discussion class on budgets and budgetary control. So let us start. Today we will try to discuss time budget. In previous classes we have discussed several types of budget. Today we will start from time budget. So time budget has several categories: long term budget, short term budget, current budget and rolling budget. Long term budget basically which is prepared for more than 1 year period. Here is a 3 to 10 year periods budget, that's treated as a long term budget. Short term budget which is generally treated as a 1 to 5 years budget, plan for expenditure 1 to 5 year. Current budget which is a prepare maximum for 1 year period, that is treated as a current budget. And rolling budget which is following budget after budget. Companies prepare budget for a year in advance, that is the rolling budget. And it is the budget which is prepared for each month or each quarter for a full year in advance, that is the rolling budget, which is comes one after another, day after day, month after month, or week after week, that is the rolling budget. Then we will treat then master budget which is fundamentally treated as a master budget, which is a main plan for the whole of the year, that is the master budget, which is combines all functional budgets, and it may take from the financial statement at the end of budget period. Sometimes it is called the operating budget. So it results master budget a statement of company's operating policy for the budget period, and budgeted profit and loss account for the budget period, and a balance sheet as a end of the period. Then performance budget. This term was used for the first time in United States by the Hoover Commission. In India, performance budget was first discussed in 1954 during the Lok-Sabha dates, but it was only in 1961 the government of India issued general orders drawing the attention of administrative ministers to recommendations of the estimates committee, and requires them to consider the issue of suitable institutions. So performance budget actually the administrative reforms commissions which is prepared for to judge the performance of institutions. So it has several meanings. Or what is performance budget? A performance budget is one which presents the purpose and objective for which the funds are required, and the cost of the programs proposed for achieving those objectives, and quantitative data measuring the accomplishment and work performed under this program. So here is the steps, function, program, activity, project. Then zero based budget, actually we prepare budget on the basis of previous year's budget, but zero based budget that is not has not any kind of base, that means which is not follow any kind of rules and regulation in previous years. Totally prepare a totally new budget for the coming year. That is the zero based budget, and it has several advantages and disadvantages. You will see in here. Procedure, you will see procedure, determinations of the objective, degree at the zero based budget is introduced, growth of decisions units, growth of decision packages, assessment and grading of decision packages, etc., etc. Here are several advantages and disadvantages also. You will see it has more disadvantages than advantages, so it is more costly. That's why generally people do not like to prepare zero based budget. So budget reports you are not needed. Now in final sections we have to see several examples that is which is related to our budget. So here is an example 1. The sales director of a manufacturing company reports that the next year he expects to sell 50,000 units of a certain product. The production manager consult the storekeeper and cost his figure as follows: 2 inside of raw materials A and B are required for manufacturing the product. Each unit of product requires 2 units of A and 3 units of B. The estimated opening balance at the commencement of the next year are finished product 10,000 units, A 12,000 units and B 15,000 units. The desirable closing balance at the end of year, here is the closing balance. Finished product A, B, finished product 14,000, 13,000 and 16,000 B. Draw a quantitative chart showing the material purchase budget for the next year. So here is the solution. Expected sales 50,000. This is our expected sales 50,000. There is a 50,000. Then closing stock. Closing stock as a finished product. Closing balance 14,000 unit. There is a 14,000 unit at closing stock. Then 64,000 units less opening stock 10,000. That is, here is the opening stock 10,000. Then our balance purchase budget for the year is 54,000, and it is clear that expected sale plus closing stock minus opening stock. Then we have to prepare for the budget budget of 54,000 units. So here is the material A and material B. Consumption during the year, there is the 54,000 into 2. We know that 2 units of A and 3 units of B. So 54,000 into 2 and 54,000 into 3. Then this is our consumption during the year: 1,08,000, 1,62,000. Add desired stock at the end. At the end, desired stock 13,000 and 16,000. That is the 13,000 and 16,000 less opening stock. Here is our opening stock 12,000 and 15,000. 12,000 and 15,000. Then quantity to be purchased A 1,09,000 and material 1,63,000. That should be purchased for the next year. Material A and material B. We have to prepare material purchase budget. That means we have to purchase this material for the next year. Now we will see example 2. From the following particulars, prepare a production budget for the year 2001, assuming sales as limiting facts. So product X, group ABC, opening balance, budgeted sales. Product group Y, D and E, opening stock, budgeted sales. Now here is the requirement. A stock of B and C is maintained 20% above at the existing level to sustain the budgeted sales. A stock level A may be reduced by 10%. A stock of E is proposed to be raised by 40,000 units for the export market not considered in the sales budget given above. Now we have to make a solution of this problem. So here is the requirement. Production budget. Units required to be meet sales budget. Here is the budgeted sales. 2,40,000, 2,40,000, 3,30,000, 3,30,000, 6 lakh, 2 lakh and 90,000. This is our budgeted sales, which is given in here, and we know that then closing a stock of finished goods. Here is our closing stock B and C. A may be reduced by 10%. A has our opening a stock 60,000 into 10%, that means 6,000. It is reduced by 6,000, that is 54,000. B and C maintain 20% above, that means 80,000 into 20%, that is 16,000. Then 80,000 plus 16,000, that is 96,000. In this way, C maintained also 20% above, that is that means 24,000, and E is proposed to be reduced 40,000 units less. And D is same value. Here is not information for the D, so D will be the same value for our closing stock, that is 20,000, and E is proposed to be raised by 40,000, that is 40,000 plus 40,000, that is 80,000. So total and less opening inventory of finished good. Here is the opening stock, that is our planned production for units. If you less this value, this is our desired value for the next year for our production budget. Then example 3, we will see following are the data of ABC company for the month of June 2003. The company is working at the capacity of 80%. and it produces 80,000 units. The details are as follows. So use 80%. So use 80%, it is sells 1,92,000 variable cost, and other variable cost 25% fixed and fixed cost, and you are required to calculate profit 70% and 90% of capacity used by the farm. So here is the data of the farm, which is actually used by its 80% capacity. Now you have to prepare a data of using 70% capacity and 90% capacity. Now we will see the solution. So ABC company, actually these are the flexible budget, 80% capacity, which is our information. Here is the given the information, 80% capacity. This is our given information. So unit 80,000 unit sells 1,92,000. Here as the variable cost 24,000 divided by 8,000, that is 3 taka per unit. Direct labor 64,000 divided by 8 taka per unit. Ideal time 3,200 divided by 8.4 taka, and other and indirect labor 800 divided by 8,000, that is 0.10 taka. Here is our total variable cost, manufacturing cost 92,000. Now we will see this portion. This portion we have calculated. Now we will see semi-variable cost and fixed cost. So semi-variable expenses, plant maintenance 25% fixed. That means 25% fixed. 31,000 total is 100% is 31%, 1,000. So in this 31,000, 75% is variable and 25% is fixed. So here has given the fixed portion, plant maintenance 25% fixed, that is 7,000. So if you calculate 31,000 into 25%, you will see 7,000. Then the variable, rest are variable, 24,000 divided by 8,000, that is 3 taka per unit. 3 taka per unit. After that we will see salesman's salaries 20% fixed, that is 18,800 into 20%. That is 2800 taka is fixed, and rest 80,000 is variable. Sorry, 80% is variable. That is 16,000 taka is variable divided by 80,000, that is 2 taka per unit. So here is the list of semi variable cost, that means which has a fixed portion and variable portion. That's why it is called semi variable cost. After that we will see fixed cost 45,000. Here is the fixed cost 45,000, and finally our total cost is 1,86,800 taka is our total cost. If we deduct this value from our sales revenue, then we will get our profit. Our sales revenue 1,92,000 minus 1,86,800. So we have the profit 5,200 taka, our profit. Now our requirement is to calculate use of 70% capacity and use of 90% capacity. I will show you 70% capacity, and your homework is 90% capacity. You will do at home. So 70% capacity. So 80% capacity shows 8,000 unit. So obviously 100% capacity shows 10,000 unit. 70% capacity, obviously it is 70,000 unit. So it is a very simple procedure. So here has our 70,000 unit. So 80,000 units value is 1,92,000. 80% shows the value 1,92,000. 1% shows the value 1,92,000 divided by 80. What will happen for the 70% capacity? So into 70, then our sales revenue should be 1,68,000 taka. So we know the per unit cost 3 taka. 3 into 7,000, 8 into 7,000, 0.4 into 7,000, 0.1 into 7,000. These are our variable cost. Then semi variable cost. Here as 25% fixed, that is 7,000 taka fixed. 7,000 taka fixed. Then variable 3 taka per unit. 3 into 7,000, 21,000. Salesman's salary is 20% fixed, which is 2,800. In then 2 taka per unit is variable. 2 into 7,000, that is 14,000. Our here is the semi variable cost. Then fixed cost 45,000. It will fixed for every time. Then total cost 1,70,300. Our sales revenue 1,68,000 taka. If we deduct from it, then our loss is 2,300 taka. So in this way we can calculate our flexible budget. So this is all about today. Stay home, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.